Oh, we got a team. Because we have a multifunctional team at the Academy. All right, so we're going to turn next to our induction for the Fellows Class of 2018. This ceremony culminates a year-long effort on the part of you, our current fellows, to identify, nominate, sponsor, and vote on a group of outstanding public administrators to add to your ranks. The members of this year's class represent the very best practitioners, academics, and pracademics. They come from all areas of the country and all levels of government, and they have an experience that spans public, private, and nonprofit sectors. I'd like to thank our Fellows Nominating Committee for their diligent attention to this important task. And now I would like to invite the co-chairs of the Nominating Committee, Barbara Romzek and Nani Coloretti, to the stage to preside over the induction.
Good evening. We are going to try to be fast with this, but it's like graduation, so every single inductee will come up. If you remember your ceremony, I do. Mine was just a few years ago. So we're Nani Coloretti and Barbara Romzek, and we are pleased to be here tonight in our capacity as co-chairs of the Academy Fellows Nominating Committee. This year, we continued the Fellows nominating process, developed several years ago. It's very comprehensive, and some might say a bit arduous. It's many hours. Go ahead, Barbara. Right. Yep.
So the way we're going to do this, co-chairs do co-chair work. So I will be introducing the first half. It's just like you have a sign language person. You get tired, we'll turn it over to the next person. I want to say just a little bit about the process and thank the committee members who did all the work. We had nearly 100 nominations, and so imagine the work all of the people did, reviewing 100 nominations before they even got to DC for the 2 days of looking and deciding who got over the bar. So I want to thank the Fellows Nominating Committee, which included Carol Ebden, Greg Devereaux, Jane Fountain, Robert Lamb, Dave Mader, Pat Martell, Tina Nabachi, Kathy Newcomer, excuse me, Jim Perry, Priscilla Regan, Catherine Usigerud, Kendra Stewart, and Dave Wenegren. Now, I also want to say that we all know the lifeblood of any organization is recruiting new members. The people in the National Academy are all accomplished and talented, and our newcomers reflect that as well. But what we need to do is to make sure we continue to bring new blood, new talent, new expertise into the organization. So I want to charge each of you to go home and think about who else should be a member of this academy, and think about putting a little bit of time and effort in to nominate them next time around. So that's my charge to you as we celebrate those who did get through this rigorous process and celebrate their accomplishments. So our first fellow who will come forward is Angela Bailey. She is the Chief Human Capital Officer at the Department of Homeland Security. Our next fellow is Joyce Barr, Professor of Practice, Government and International Affairs at the School of Public and International Affairs at Virginia Polytechnic Institute and State University. Our next member is Jade Berry James. She is Associate Professor at North Carolina State University School of Public and International Affairs. He's coming late. Next, we have Laura Bloomberg, who is Dean of the Humphrey School of Public Affairs, University of Minnesota. Our next fellow is Leonard Berman. He is the Paul Volcker Professor at the Maxwell School of Citizenship and Public Affairs at Syracuse University. Clarence Crawford is board member of the Maryland State Board of Education. Nicole Darnall is Associate Dean and Professor of Management and Public Policy at the School of Sustainability at Arizona State University. Janine Davidson, President of the Metropolitan State University of Denver. Next is Patria de Lancer Julnes. She is Associate Dean of Academic Programs and Professor of Public Administration at the Austin Marks School of Public and International Affairs at Baruch College. Mary Feeney is Professor in the School of Public Affairs at Arizona State University. Brody Fontenot is Adjunct Professor at the Key Executive Leadership Program at the School of Public Affairs, American University. Beth Gasley is Professor of the Paul H. O'Neill School of Public and Environmental Affairs at Indiana University, Bloomington. David Gregan is Chief Learning Officer in the government of the District of Columbia. David Grant is founder and partner of the Potomac Ridge Consulting. Margaret Graves is Deputy Federal Chief Information Officer and Acting Federal Chief Information Officer for the Office of Management and Budget. Stephen Hamill is CEO and founder of the Public Purchasing Exchange, LLC. Nicholas Hart is Chief Executive Officer of Data Coalition. John Hicks, Executive Director of the National Association of State Budget Officers. Kay Husbands-Feeling is full professor and chair in the School of Public Policy at Georgia Institute of Technology. Shavonda Jacobs-Young is administrator of the Agricultural Research Service and acting chief scientist at the U.S. Department of Agriculture. Michael Jacobson is Deputy Director of the King County Office of Performance, Strategy, and Budget. Jocelyn Johnston is Professor in the Department of Public Policy and Administration at the School of Public Affairs at American University. Leo Kaiser is Director and Professor in the Truman School of Public Affairs at the University of Missouri. Ramaya Krishnan is Dean of the Heinz College of Information Systems and Public Policy at Carnegie Mellon University. And Sabine Kuhlman is Professor of Political Sciences, Administration, and Organization on the Faculty of Economics and Social Sciences at the University of Potsdam, Germany.
We split up the names. Okay. David Laser is the University Distinguished Professor of Political Science and Computer Sciences at Northeastern University. Peter Levine, Senior Fellow, Forces and Resources Division, Institute for Defense Analyses. Jeffrey Liebman, Director, Taubman Center for State and Local Government, Harvard Kennedy School. Is he here? Not here. Okay, we'll clap him anyway. Leonard Lopo, Maxwell Advisory Board Professor of Public Policy, Maxwell School of Citizenship and Public Affairs, Syracuse University. Stan Myberg, Director, Graduate Studies in Sustainability, Wake Forest University. R. Carl Rethemeyer, Dean, Rockefeller College of Public Affairs and Policy, University at Albany, State University of New York, SUNY. Michelle Sager, Director, Strategic Issues Collaborative Governance, U.S. Government Accountability Office. Peggy Sherry, Deputy Chief Financial Officer, U.S. Department of Treasury, Office of Comptroller Currency. Patricia Shields, Professor, Political Science, Texas State University. Margaret Sims, Non-Resident Fellow, Labor, Human Services and Population, Urban Institute. Cedric Sims, Senior Vice President, Justice, Homeland Security, and Transportation at Booz Allen Hamilton. Anthony Snipes, City Manager, City of Missouri City. City of Missouri. Dan Sokolov, Deputy Associate Director, Research, Markets, and Regulations at the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. Louis Uccellini, Director, National Weather Service. Greg Van Ryzen, Professor, School of Public Affairs and Administration, Rutgers University. Tracy Waring Evans, President and CEO, American Public Human Services Association. Daniel Weitzner, Founding Director, Internet Policy Research Initiative, Massachusetts Institute of Technology, MIT. Peter Wilcoxon, Ahelo, Professor of Energy and Environmental Policy, Maxwell School of Citizenship and Public Affairs, Syracuse University. David Williams, Vice Chairman, Board of Governors, U.S. Postal Service. Irvin Williamson, former Commissioner, U.S. International Trade Commission. Oh, Adam. Oh, okay. Michael Wooten, Administrator, Office of Federal Procurement Policy, Executive Office of the President. I'll call his name. Okay, wondering if we have a latecomer, James Baker. Is he here? I feel like I'm paging him. James Baker. Okay, so I'm going to read you those not in attendance tonight, so you can hear their names and applaud them in absentia. James Baker is a new fellow, professor and director of Syracuse University Institute for Security Policy and Law. We also have Timothy Gribben, who's the Commissioner of the Bureau of Fiscal Service for the U.S. Department of Treasury, Martin O'Malley, former Governor, State of Maryland, Teresa Pardo, Director, Center for Technology and Government, University at Albany, State University of New York, SUNY, and Sonal Shah. She's a former Executive Director of the Beek Center for Social Impact and Innovation at Georgetown University. She's also the National Policy Director for Pete Buttigieg's presidential campaign. Let's give a round of applause. All of our 2019 Academy Fellows. Group picture. We want to invite all the fellows up for a group picture while everyone else can actually start going to the reception, which is out these doors and to the right. Thanks.
But before you leave.
Sorry.
But before you leave, don't forget that tomorrow's activities begin at 8:30 with breakfast, with group breakout sessions from 9 to 10. We have a full morning, so don't stay up too late, but we do want you to head up to the Chesapeake Room for a reception to meet the new fellows. Thank you.
So I'm worried I didn't get somebody's name right, so I wanted to ask him. It's Leonard Loco.
But the other one was...
I didn't know.
I should have told you about it. I knew he and I were making a joke about it, because we're like,
Yep. I think we can get everybody. I don't know if we need to... Can we move that?
A couple others that I wasn't sure.
It looks like it's all plugged in, so I'm a little leery about moving it. Let's try it again.
I got this right. Yeah.
Tall people in the back. Now this is your way. Tall people in the back. Go ahead. I know, but I stick over here on this side. Tall people in the back. Tall people in the back. Shorter people towards the front. It looks like your high school class portrait. Yeah, this is like your high school portrait, right? So everybody turn toward the middle. Right? Everybody turn toward the middle. This is not like your volleyball portrait. This is like everybody's standing right next to you.
Or do you want to just take this down for? I think we can just lift it.
Well, that's why I know I'm standing here, because there's a big table here.
you can't see her or she can't see you. So.
Because I'm tall. I know that. Hey. Who's the real one? Perfect. You passed your first test. Awesome.
Same cohort as you. Do it again. Good to be in the same cohort. Thank you.